Setting boundaries anywhere can be difficult. Setting boundaries in a dysfunctional family can be especially hard because we struggle with the situation of, if I put boundaries in place, will that ostracize me? Will I no longer feel a part of this community that is important to me? What will happen? Because often when you start to set boundaries in a dysfunctional family, you can become the target of many harshness, criticism, judgment, and harmful practices that were present. All of the problems in the family will now become focused on you, and sometimes you can be blamed. However, setting boundaries is going to be really helpful to you and will make you begin to heal. It can also effect change within the family. Now, while you're not responsible for anybody else and you're not setting boundaries for anyone else, you're doing it for yourself so that you can be healthy, because boundaries help us to be healthier, helps us with better, it contributes rather to our well-being and our mental health, our physical health. And so really it's important to you that you have good boundaries. So one of the first things I would suggest that you do when you're beginning to set boundaries is to seek support. Having support as you're doing something that you've never done before, having support to a place that you can go to talk when all the attacks from the family become centered on you, having support system for when all the blame, all the problems, all the things that go wrong is going to be resting at your door. You're going to become sometimes the black sheep in the family or the scapegoat. The scapegoat is the one that everything gets put on, and that's what you'll become, potentially become. So having support to help you is going to be really important. So support is going to be the place where you can go talk, you can go cry, you can go be what you need to be, make sense of it, process it, heal from it, gives you the strength to go back and to continue setting the boundaries, because it's important. Another thing that you need to be aware of is prepare for resistance. When there is nothing going on and everybody's doing things and everybody's participating in the dysfunction, and you're stepping outside of it and decide that you no longer want to do that, prepare for a fight. Now, they can't fight you without you participating. So preparing for it doesn't mean that you're going to participate in it. You're just preparing. You're getting ready for resistance. You're knowing that there is going to be some tension, some resistance, some pushback on your boundaries. And I like to say that nobody needs to respect your boundaries except you. You are the only one that needs to respect your boundaries. Nobody else has to. And so the resistance is designed for you to give up your boundaries. The resistance is designed for you to stop doing this thing that makes me uncomfortable. Stop saying no to me. Answer my calls whenever I call. Take part in the shouting match. Do whatever I want you to do when I want you to do it. Extend yourself beyond your physical limits because I want you to do that. Be available at my beck and call. Take part in this thing that is going on, this pattern that is happening. So when you want to say, no, I won't take part in that, I would like you to arrange a time when you're coming around. Let me know before you drop in. And you're saying no to several things, then you become the odd one out. And nobody likes when the waters is troubled. Nobody likes when things are not the same, because we like things the same. We like the sameness of things. We, as humans, that's what we like. So even though this is not working, we like it still because it serves a purpose. It means that I don't have to do anything, and people don't like change. So what you're going to do when you start to set boundaries, you're going to highlight the need for change in the family, and many won't like it. So you'll become that target. So prepare for that. Support, however, will help you to be able to manage that. And the resistance that you're feeling and you're experiencing, support will help you to manage it. Another thing that will help you to manage the resistance is self-care. You have to have good self-care practices that is going to look after you and ensure that you're able to manage. Otherwise, we don't want you to be setting boundaries in dysfunctional systems and then you become ill. So good self-care practices like a good sleep routine is really necessary, really important. Sleeps help in so many different ways, physically and mentally. It really does help. So good sleep routine, morning, a wake up time and a going to bed time, limit your screen time, spending time with other people, with healthy spaces, a good healthy diet, exercise, water. All of it really helps to look after you. You might need massage because you might carry tension in different parts in our bodies. We carry stress, and our trauma response is not just a cognitive thing. We feel it in our bodies too. So you may need to get regular massages. You may need to do, stretch daily, things that will help to relax your muscles and to keep you in a calm place, both mentally and physically. Really look after yourself. Listen to your body. Make that doctor's appointment. Follow up on the appointment. Follow up on the things. Ask questions in the appointment. So, looking after yourself deeply, deep care for yourself is going to be really important, because sometimes we can be doing healing work and we're not doing deep care for self. It's really crucial that you do deep care, that you have you in mind as you're going against something that is so challenging. And the final one I would like to talk about is looking at other areas in your life where boundaries are necessary. Because chances are, if there are no boundaries with your family, there are no boundaries anywhere else. And healthy relationships help us heal, really important. And so look at other areas in your life where boundaries need to be, that they don't exist at the moment. So you might need to put some boundaries in with yourself, and it's a part of your self-care. So one area that you may need to put boundary in, I just talked about sleep as a part of self-care. You may want to look at your sleep pattern. How am I sleeping? Am I staying up late? Am I on the phone? Am I talking to people? Am I watching things? Am I going to bed? What time is it that I'm going to bed? Am I waking up tired in the mornings because I'm not having enough rest? So you may need to start with yourself, with your boundaries. How are you using your time? How are you investing your time? How are you, what are you reading? What are you feeding your mind? All of those things come together to help. So start with the boundaries for yourself. Are you overextending yourself? Are there areas in your life where you need to tighten up? Start saying no, not just to your family members, but to other people in your life. Start saying no at work. Start saying no in your interpersonal relationships, and it will help you to start to put those boundaries in with your family. Because the chances are, the patterns that we have in our families, we have those patterns in other relationships too. We have them at work, we have them in personal relationships, in romantic relationships, in our parenting. It really does go with us through all of our relationships. And so it's important that as you are setting boundaries with family, look at other areas in your life where this is necessary too. And I would suggest starting with you. Start with you to put some boundaries in place with yourself. How are you using your time? How are you using your resources? Are you saying no enough? Are you practicing self-care? Are you eating on time? Do you have regularity in your eating? Are you eating the nutritious things? Are you nurturing and nourishing your body? You may need to do that. Have a look at that. So sit, do journaling, look at what that looks like for you, and then begin to roll it out to other people, to family, to friends, to partners, to children. Roll it out, but start with yourself. And so that's the foundation of setting boundaries with the dysfunctional family. You're sitting with yourself and you're looking at you, and you're looking at the areas in your life where you're not boundaried with yourself. What are the things that you want to achieve? What lack of boundaries is stopping you from achieving them? What are the areas in your life that you know need development, but because you're not disciplined and self-control, those are boundaries that you can have with yourself. It's impeding the progress that you could have had. And so you want to sit with yourself. It's a gentle process. This is not a thing to beat yourself up about. So you want to sit with yourself and you want to do that really necessary work of addressing those things with you, and begin to roll this out across your relationships, and you'll begin to see change.